welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, hi, I'm Zena and I teach others how to make delicious plant-based recipes at home. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make an amazing and delicious 5-course Thanksgiving dinner, including a hearty and filling main dish, our Seitan roast Wellington, and herbed gravy, 2 delicious side dishes, including the sweet potato mac and cheese with shiitake mushroom bacon, and lemon and garlic green beans with crispy chickpea fried onions. Of course, we can't forget about dessert, which is gonna be this delicious pumpkin cheesecake. Now, before we get into this, I just want to make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on any new delicious vegan recipes. I'll give you a new one every week. Now let's get into it. I'm gonna start off by showing you how to make a vegan Seitan Wellington. You're gonna need nutritional yeast, chickpea flour, vital wheat gluten, soy sauce, a few seasonings including poultry seasoning, garlic powder, and onion powder, vegetable broth, a vegetable oil of your choice, and fresh herbs including thyme and sage. You're also going to need a vegan puff pastry sheet, some mushrooms, garlic, and fresh herbs. We're gonna add chickpea flour, nutritional yeast, vital wheat gluten, poultry seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, and fresh herbs to a large mixing bowl. Whisk until combined. Next, make a well in the center for the wet ingredients. We'll add veggie broth, soy sauce, and oil, and combine with a wooden spoon. Stir until it's combined and comes together like this. All the exact measurements and ingredients are linked in the description below. Next, we will knead the dough for a few minutes. This is a great way to release any pent-up frustrations. Then, we will tightly wrap the dough in foil, leaving just a little bit of room for the seitan to expand, before baking it at 350 degrees for an hour. Now we're going to start preparing the dessert, so this dessert can set in the freezer while the rest of our Thanksgiving dinner is being prepared. We're gonna need 1.5 cups of either walnuts or pecans, 1 cup of dates. I use about 8 big medjool dates. Then we're just going to add a pinch of salt. We're going to add a scant teaspoon of vanilla. We're going to process this until it's super smooth and it's going to form the crust. The crust should come together like so when done. So now in a greased pan, a springform pan, we're going to take this dough and pat it down into the bottom of that pan, like so. A spoon can make this job easier. Now go ahead and put that in the freezer to set while we prepare the cheesecake filling. Now we are going to add all the ingredients for the cheesecake filling to the blender. We'll add soaked cashews, coconut cream, maple syrup, lemon juice, and vanilla to a blender. Blend until smooth. So I'm going to reserve about 1 cup of this plain cheesecake filling for later so we can design those beautiful swirls on top of the pumpkin cheesecake. Then add pumpkin puree, pumpkin pie spice, and cinnamon to the cheesecake filling. Pour the pumpkin cheesecake mixture over the crust and smooth it out with a spoon. Then drizzle lines of the plain cheesecake filling in stripes over the pumpkin cheesecake. Use a knife or a spoon to swirl the colors together like so. It will set in the freezer for a few hours until we finish making dinner. Next, we are going to prepare the mushroom duxelles to go on top of our seitan roast. You will want to add mushrooms to a food processor, along with garlic, herbs, a shallot, and olive oil. Make sure not to puree this mixture, you only want it finely chopped. Make sure to leave some texture. Next, we are going to cook the mushroom duxelles over medium-high heat until most of the water from the mushrooms evaporates. Now we are going to roll out our thawed puff pastry dough, big enough to be able to cover the loaf on all sides, about 10 by 14 inches. Put down a layer of the mushroom duxelles in the middle of the dough, the same size as your loaf. Place the loaf on top of the duxelles, and then proceed to coat the loaf tightly with the mushroom mixture on all sides. Cut off any excess dough, and then fold the top and bottom of the dough over your loaf. Then cut about 7 slits on either side of the loaf to form a braid down the middle, before placing this loaf in the oven for half an hour at 400 degrees. Before placing it in the oven, brush it with a vegan egg wash. Mine consisted of maple syrup and olive oil. So while that seitan roast is doing its thing, I'm going to show you how to make these super easy sheet pan green beans with crispy chickpea fried onions on top. Now let's get into it. Pour a pound of green beans onto a parchment-lined baking sheet, and then spread the green beans out into a single layer. Drizzle the top of them with olive oil, then add salt, pepper, and minced garlic. Toss the green beans with the seasoning and then place in the oven at 400 for 25 minutes. Next, we are going to prepare our mac and cheese sauce. We will roast sweet potato, garlic, and onion. Poke holes in the sweet potato, and then drizzle the head of garlic and onion with olive oil. Form a foil packet around them and bake everything at 400 for almost an hour. We are also going to prepare the shiitake bacon, for which I have another video linked in the description. Toss the shiitake mushrooms with a bacon marinade spread out on parchment paper and put them in the oven for half an hour. So while our green beans are roasting, I sliced up an onion into thin strands, and I'm just going to coat it with a half cup of chickpea flour and a pinch of sea salt. Toss the onions with the chickpea flour. This is easy to do if you shake the bowl to evenly coat the onions. Then heat some oil over medium-high heat and add the chickpea-coated onions. Test to see if they're ready by flipping a small portion of the onion to see if the other side is brown. If so, flip all of the onions so they're crispy on both sides. Next, we will prepare the caramelized onion and herb gravy. Toss onions with water, oil, and salt, and then place a lid on them to steam until the water evaporates. Our green beans are done, so we are going to toss them with lemon juice and serve them with the crispy chickpea onions on top. Our shiitake bacon should be done by now as well. Going back to our gravy, we're going to add garlic and herbs to our caramelized onions and then stir to combine. They will be ready when they are mostly brown and very soft. To make the gravy, we're going to place the caramelized onions in a blender along with veggie broth, cornstarch, and salt. Then blend until smooth. For more flavor, I also added soy sauce and a mushroom umami seasoning before blending again. Our sweet potato, onion, and garlic are now done. We will prepare the mac and cheese sauce by blending the onion, the roasted garlic, and the sweet potato, along with nutritional yeast, tahini, lemon juice, plant milk, salt, and smoked paprika. Then blend until smooth. You may need to add more plant milk if it's too thick. Meanwhile, prepare the pasta according to the package directions. I also added to toast some breadcrumbs for the topping. Finally, top your mac and cheese with the breadcrumbs and shiitake mushroom bacon. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you loved it. Make sure to tell me in the comments below which one was your favorite recipe. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and like this video so I know that you loved it. I can't wait to see you next time.